Hey there. Today, I'll walk you through the complete process of developing an app idea. By the end of this video, we will have a fully functional app created by the new Claude 3.7 and without any help from my side. Over the past year and a half, I've created and launched a few applications. For a long time, I wasn't seeing much financial return, but after making some changes, I started generating a few $100s monthly, which has now grown to several thousand in recurring revenue. The first step is identifying the right opportunity. Here's how you can do it. Look around for everyday problems that need solving. You don't need a revolutionary concept, just something that addresses a real pain point people are experiencing. You can find these opportunities everywhere. Pay attention to complaints you hear from friends, family, or in online communities, or ask Claude. Once you have the idea, create a prompt and give it to Claude. Now that we have gave the prompt to Claude, let's listen to him. First thing that we need to do is to set up our development environment. We need to install Node.js and Visual Studio Code. After installing these, we will create a folder on desktop with the name of our app, open command prompt, going inside in our project directory, and install our main project file by typing npm init-y. This will create a package JSON file that we can see it in our folder. Next, we need to install our required packages so our app can go live at the end. Just copy what Claude gave you and paste it into your command prompt. Our required packages has been installed, and the next step is to install development dependencies. Next, we will create our first set of files for our affirmation app. In our command prompt, still in the affirmation folder, let's copy and paste these commands one by one. Once we have created these folders, we need to create our environment variable file. Open Visual Studio Code that you have installed earlier. Head to your affirmation folder, open it, and create a new file called .env. Once created, move to Claude and copy and paste inside your file and save it. Now, create the configuration file. In the config folder, create a new file called config.js and paste the content that Claude said. Set up Tailwind configuration. Copy and paste the command that Claude give it to you in your command prompt. Make sure that you are inside your app folder. Don't worry if you have bugs. Encoding happens all the time. Just copy the errors that you have in your command prompt and let Claude to handle them. Make sure that you follow every step given by Claude, and the bug should be resolved. Let's create Tailwind configuration manually. Create a new file in your config folder, :tailwind.config, and paste the code from Claude. Also, create a new file in the same folder as Claude says. Paste the content as well. Now, let's move to create our first database file for users that will use our app. In your models folder, create a new file called user.jobs and paste the content from Claude. We will do the same steps for the next model file called affirmation. Once we save the files, we recap on what's left to do, and we move on. Next, we will create controllers, routes, and middleware for user authentication. Just follow Claude's step-by-step guide and create the necessary files, copy and paste the code, and save them. Now, we will do the same thing for the affirmation functionality. We will create controller and routes, copy and paste the code from Claude, and save the file. It's quite a straightforward process. Even for beginners, it's a very easy process to create your first app if you follow the step-by-step guide provided by Claude. We will set up the payment process. I always recommend Stripe. It's a very easy to install tool. As well, we will create controller and routes and save them. Once we finish with the routes and controller files, we will create the main server. This is the heart of our app. After this, we will move to create our user interface, on which we will follow the same process that we did until now. Alright, let's create the user interface files. We will start with index page, register page, and login page. We will follow the same system. We will just copy and paste the file from Claude in our Visual Studio Code editor. Next, create your user interface dashboard, payment success, and payment canceled page. Update your package.js file to make it easier to start the server. It's the first file that has been created at the beginning when you have installed the dependencies. Replace the script part with the code provided by Claude. Next, we will create a scheduled job to reset the daily affirmations limit. Now, it's time to take the API key for our AI. In our case, we will use ChatGPT API key to help us generate the daily affirmations. Go to platform.openai.com, click on the API keys section, give it a name, and generate a unique key for your app. Make sure that you copy the key. Once generated, go to environment file created at the beginning and add the key on the OpenAI key part. It's time to start the server and see our app live. On your command prompt, type npm start and the server should start. Click on the link and see your app live in browser. As you can see, Claude did a great job and the app looks pretty good. I am really impressed. With a nice user interface, we can sign up, create an account, and test the affirmation. Since we are on the free trial, we have only 3 affirmations per day. But we can upgrade. We select the area that we would like to focus, add the challenge that we are facing, and generate the text. Works perfect, guys. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as we will have many more videos of this kind. Thank you, and see you next time.